This presentation is on the Church of the Brethren and their contribution to American history. The Church of the Brethren traces its origins back over 300 years to 1708 in Germany, when the revivals and the new emphasis on pietism among German Christians was taking place. Now, oftentimes the Church of the Brethren was also called the Dunkers, simply because they practiced baptism by immersion, and so they often got the name the Dunkers. And so, according to the Church of the Brethren's website, even today in the 21st century, there are 100,000 members. And so not only are the Church of the Brethren numerous today and still important today, but they are important to America's early history as well. Now, because of the time period, the early 1700s, when the Church of the Brethren was being formed, the Church of the Brethren would take a lot of their beliefs and their ideas from other pietist sects and the Anabaptists that were in Germany. Most notably, their belief in pacifism and non-resistance was a major contribution that they borrowed from the Anabaptists, particularly the Mennonites. Along the pacifist lines, in American history, we see that the Church of the Brethren in the antebellum years in America were not for slavery. And they believed that slavery was an evil and that it was unchristian for a few different reasons. One of those reasons being that the church was the new society of brotherhood and love. They believed that the church should love all people, and thus by viewing slavery as racist and being based on race, that was not a Christian attitude to have. They also believed separation from the world. And so as we were to separate from the world, the Church of the Brethren believed that slavery was too worldly to be involved in. Even later in history, past the 1700s, into the 20th century, and even today into the 21st century, the pacifist beliefs of the Church of the Brethren would manifest itself in their disagreement with the use of nuclear arms. The Church of the Brethren joined with Mennonites and other pacifist groups to form organizations that would promote peaceful ends to situations, and they would also promote the getting rid of nuclear arms. The Dunkers' reasons for coming to America is just as important as their beliefs, because their reasons for coming would also influence America's history. In 1719, the Dunkers, a group of the Dunkers from Germany, would come to America. They expected to find religious freedom here, because no matter where they went and moved to in Germany, oftentimes they experienced harassment from people who did not agree with their pacifist beliefs and their other particular religious beliefs. And so they expected to come to America because the Quakers in particular, for example, were here and they had experienced success. And so the Brethren decided to come to America to follow that pattern. And they also believed in finding an unbounded economic opportunity. And they wanted to have the freedom, both political, economic, and religious, to be who they thought that they were. The majority of Dunkers became farmers as they settled on the frontier seeking their religious, political, and economic freedom. And so on the frontier, the Dunkers would settle in places beginning in the backcountry of Pennsylvania, and then they would move south into places like Maryland, eventually down into the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, the New River Valley of Virginia, and the backcountry of North Carolina and down into South Carolina. And so by settling this frontier, the Church of the Brethren helped to create a frontier lifestyle for America and to gain a larger population for America.